So let's start. What is meditation? Meditation, just like anything else, has multiple sides to look at it. First one, most obvious, is physical. Physical means that, again, if you are playing some sports, there is a physical side of it. You have a particular dress, you have some equipments. And yoga, again, is very, very physical, where you have actually postures. In meditation, is basically for mind. But to reach to the mind, we have a technique. But let me take you from like A to Z of meditation. So let's start with the physical side first.
Okay.
What happens? Basically, meditation is a state where mentally we are free. We do not control the mind anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Our mind doesn't need to be controlled. But it is in a state which is pleasant, which is blissful, which is peaceful, calming, tranquil. And once it happens, automatically the happiness comes. You feel the bliss, but that is more or less the effect.
Mm-hmm.
And the cause is the state. And if we see the analogy, if we are disturbed, which means our thoughts race too much, and we basically we can entertain few thoughts, but just a flood, like it's a turbulence. And analogy is that a water, if it is turbulent, then you don't see the water very clearly,
Mm-hmm.
and you obviously see the foam and the other thing, but we cannot see much deep.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a direct connection between mind and body. So, and even breath, which we use in the meditation technique. So basically what happens is that when the thoughts are beyond some optimal point, then they become nuisance, they become disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
They are like kind of stop us from being productive. Thoughts are a very good thing, but again, every good thing has a bad
Mm-hmm.
thing as well, if it is like over done.
Right.
So I think technically I see that meditation is an optimization of thought. It's a unique definition which I have come across, because I have realized that people are trying to zero the thought, or trying to kill the thought. That is like as if we are sleeping. That's not the goal of meditation. If that happens by itself, that's good. That we probably don't need to think all the time, and we want a total break. That can be happening. But ideally, it's the optimization, where we feel that we are in control, not the mind or not the thoughts, not the involuntariness.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we are in a physical control of our body, we are in mental control. If you tell the mind to maybe think, it will think. If you tell the mind to quieten down, it will quieten down. So, to achieve this balance and to carry it forward, it's about meditation practice.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do that regularly, it's like we do physical workout, and our body gets the effect. Similarly with meditation, if we do it, then we obviously know the technique, that how to calm our mind, how to relax it, how to keep our thoughts optimized.
Mm-hmm.
And coming back to the analogy of water, so once the water gets more calm, then we can see much deeper. So basically similar thing we do in meditation is that we become very observant, because physically we close our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So outside things we are not processing. In the same way, I am also trying to get to the technique as well. So basically we are more internalized. Otherwise, when our eyes are open, we are always externalized.
Mm-hmm.
We are seeing, we are processing sounds, even our thoughts, even seeing what's going on, and so I think first of all we stop these visuals,
Mm-hmm.
so we can be internally focused. And we try to sit still. Basically, we try to sit as natural as possible. And again, the relation is that if the mind is disturbed, it's very difficult to sit. But physiology we are using to calm down the mind. Because if we are sitting calmly, then our mind would also be influenced positively towards calmness. So meditation, what happens if we really get this state? That's the main thing. We know probably it's really working on the mind, but what exactly happens? When we reach this state of meditation, basically we see the freedom which generally we don't see in a normal everyday situation. Like we see the energy is there, but energy gets wasted by a lot of, like again physically we can waste a lot of energy by going nowhere. Similarly mentally our energy could be wasted by a lot of thoughts. Because thoughts are coming, that means something is happening, there is some action. Some mind is being utilized and some portion we are using. So basically this is like freeing up this blocked storage or unnecessary processing of mind. So when that happens, obviously brain gets energized, because this energy we are using first of all to positively calming, and plus this energy available now we can use for something positive thoughts. Or, again, like I think so assume there is a darkness here. We cannot fight darkness by darkness. The smartest and easiest way is that we switch on a light and darkness goes by itself. So absence of anything doesn't mean that, doesn't mean the presence. Similarly in meditation, we don't fight thoughts with thoughts. So there is a technique like where we try to go beyond the thoughts, and it's like we feel it. Probably we must feel it, because otherwise it's science, because it's immaterial whether you believe it or not believe it, or whatever your faith is, your gender, your nationality, it works unfailingly. So the thing is simple, natural, scientific, and effective as well. You can practice it anytime and you can see the effect, because as soon as you do it with a certain length, you cannot actually lie, because it is happening to you. So it's quite experiential. So I close the conversation by, when we actually are practicing meditation, we do not worry about controlling anything, because that means we are not doing it naturally. The goal is to be in as natural state as possible. Generally all our thoughts are generally artificial, like they are man-made. They are driven by the worries which are not from nature.
Right.
It could be work related, they could be even financial, but still they are not very natural. They are all being fabricated. So generally we live in this, quite a bit of our portion of life in this layer, which is in a way it makes probably it looks like that's the life, right? And that's what all makes sense.
Right.
But generally we are not able to then figure out what the real life is, who really we are, and what state we can be in, and what state we can remain if we choose to. We don't need to be stressed. Even if there is a stress, we can be unaffected by the stress. Similarly in meditation, the thoughts are there, thoughts might be there, but we are not affected by the thoughts anymore.
Okay.